Ono Lennon says political correctness might be doing more harm than good. John Lennon and Yoko Ono's son said he's been the victim of racist s. Sean Lennon is speaking his mind. The 45-year-old son of Beatles legend John Lennon and Yoko Ono has become somewhat known for his sharp opinions and set his sights on political correctness during a Sunday Twitter tirade. When I was young, PPL used to say racist s about Asians around me all the time and then be like, oh sorry. But you're not really Asian, so, and I think they sincerely thought that would make me feel better, he recalled. I'm not exactly sure why I brought that up, but I think it's because I want to say that I grew up in a time when there was zero political correctness. The musician continued, I literally saw political correctness being invented right in front of me, at certain schools, and then distributed and eventually enforced as a mindset and ideology. He said that he understands the idea that being politically correct, and having others do the same, would lead to a more integrated and mutually understanding society, but pushed back against the idea. But it is often the case that seemingly obvious solutions fail and even make matters worse, he said. I often think about the terrible track record we have in science of artificially modifying an ecosystem in order to rebalance a problem we created, but ultimately wind up making things worse by creating bigger unforeseen problems. Lennon said that despite the morality policing that has been taking place for some time now, he would argue that things are arguably getting worse. The singer said that race relations seem to be in the middle of a two-steps-back moment, claiming that he is constantly receiving messages with demeaning racial slurs against Asians. I am very sad that I feel like I have to say the following, but here goes. Asians are not the problem. Blacks are not the problem. Jews are not the problem. And yes, whites are not the problem either. No race or culture is the problem, he insisted. I have lived in many cities and countries, and I can say from experience that there is an equal distribution of SPPL and good PPL in every human population. Most are good, some aren't great, and a very small number are clinical sociopaths you absolutely need to avoid. Next in the lengthy thread, the star reflected on his New York upbringing and said the city, though it had its flaws, truly felt like a melting pot and that people did not self-segregate along tribal lines to the degree that he sees them do today. There is something wrong with the strategy and direction we have chosen, in academia, in politics, and elsewhere, continued the parachute singer. It's not working. And to be clear, I am not blaming all of the bad things we are seeing in culture today on political correctness. Yes, we inherited a problematic history, yada yada, and I think PC culture has achieved some good and some progress for society. Lennon then remembered being told that humans like to focus on the least interesting thing about others, which in his opinion, is someone's birth status as you begin to know them more deeply. He began to wrap up his statement by warning that he'll delete the thread should it ignite some kind of meltdown. And one more thing, just remember who benefits from the divide and conquer paradigm, he urged. It ain't us, that's for sure.